do you think of this idea that it's a few bad apples, actually, and we shouldn't tar the Metropolitan Police by what a few individuals and a few incidents have done?
Well, to some extent, there's going to be a lot of police officers and staff who have woken up this morning having seen this report and been incredibly disappointed, because there are thousands and thousands of officers who will go out onto the streets of London every day, putting themselves in harm's way to keep Londoners safe, doing as best as they can. But what we've got here is, I think, a problem of leadership. And we've seen consistent problems at the top of the Metropolitan Police for some time. There is a rot at the top which needs to be cleared out, and we need some, I think, refocusing of the Met's responsibilities. I think the Metropolitan Police could be seen to be too big to succeed, and maybe some of those national responsibilities should be taken away so they can focus again on getting local policing right.
Now, look, forgive me, I'm not trying to be facetious here. I'm genuinely intrigued about this. A lot of people are very confused about what the role of a police and crime commissioner actually is. What do you do?
So the Police and Crime Commissioner is responsible for setting the police's priorities. We give you accountability for your taxpayers' money. We commission services for victims of crime. In London, your PCC is the Mayor. And what we have here, I think, as well, is a lack of oversight from the Mayor, who doesn't do this job full time. He effectively outsources it to a deputy. So with proper oversight outside of London, you see police forces improving, getting better inspection results, being able to do more for victims of crime. In London, we don't have that because it's just been subsumed into the Mayor's office and he doesn't give it his full attention.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask your opinion on that, because Sadiq Khan has written today pretty much blaming the Met and the leadership of the Met for all the problems, but he is effectively the head of the Met Police. Should he be taking more accountability and actually facing up to the fact that this has all happened under his watch?
You're absolutely correct. He can't escape from the fact that he's been the Mayor of London for 6 years. He will go out for a photo opportunity when something good is happening, but be very quick to go on Twitter and complain about something for likes when he thinks it will appeal to one of his constituent groups. You can't act like that. You've got to be consistent, but you've got to be giving this role your full-time attention. London needs a police and crime commissioner who's going to be giving them that focus and holding the Metropolitan Police to account. For the last 6 years, he's failed to do that.
Interesting, actually, when you think about it like that, because that was the reason, really, why I asked you what your job was, because I wanted to make sure that I was correct in this. Is it fair to say that under Sadiq Khan's watch, the Metropolitan Police, if we take everything he says at face value in that press conference that seemed to go on for longer than this show did, but that actually the institutional racism, the sexism, the misogyny, the issues with stop and search, all this, they're his fault?
Well, they've all happened on his watch, and I don't agree with his assessment that, there are institutional problems with racism in policing, but there are problems that do need to be rooted out. He hasn't been strong enough in saying what things need to be done. In Kent, we have a very strong system of accountability with really strong whistleblowing processes, with firm action taken against people who are using WhatsApp groups and other means to demean other people and commit some of these heinous offences that we've seen taking place. He needs to be absolutely clear and take a full-time interest in policing in London to give it the proper oversight it deserves. Otherwise, these things will just continue, because you've got two candidates now for the Metropolitan Police Commissioner's role who've both been involved in the Metropolitan Police leadership before.